What if I told you that the familiar velvet of the night sky, into which you gaze each night, is preparing to change, and will never again be the same? What if those unsettling dreams that disturb your sleep, that inexplicable gnawing ache deep inside you, and that profound, visceral premonition that our world is poised on the brink of something truly monumental? What if none of it is merely a figment of your imagination? And what if the very fabric of creation has worn thin, about to tear, and only a select few of us can perceive its fraying seams? What you are about to hear is far more than another theory. It is a key, one capable of forever overturning your perception of reality. A key that will open your eyes to the soul-chilling truth the powers of this world have so long and so diligently concealed from us all. And so, before we delve into this mystery, one more ancient than the pyramids themselves, before we dare to tear away the veils from the events to come, I ask you, take a deep, deliberate breath. The time has come, for the veil concealing the truth is about to fall. There are subjects shrouded in silence, but today we turn to a mystery that has long awaited its moment. We will speak of the Blue Star. In the very heart of North America, amidst sun-scorched rocks and deep, silent canyons, there lives an extraordinary people. A people whose wisdom is rooted in the very soul of our planet. They are the Hopi, the ancient keepers of prophecies. Their knowledge is far more than myths whispered around a dwindling fire. It is a genuine roadmap of time, a sacred chronicle of the great cycles of destruction and rebirth, carefully passed down through oral tradition for thousands of years. But the most unsettling and chillingly relevant of all their prophecies tells of the final sign that will appear to the world before the Great Purification. They call it the Sakwasohu Kachina, which means the Blue Star Kachina. And this prophecy states that when the blue star finally blazes in the heavens, the fifth world, our world, will come to its inevitable end. What is coming is no mere astronomical phenomenon. It will be a great sign, a token that the ancient cycle is complete. A time will come when all masks fall, and that which is most hidden will at last be made known. In the ancient texts of the Hopi Indians, which hold the wisdom of ages, this moment is described with stark clarity. The gates of heaven will be thrown open, and from them a great warrior spirit, the purifier himself, will descend upon the earth. His arrival will be marked by a blinding, anomalous flash, a light the likes of which humankind has never before known. This light, as the elders have passed down through the centuries, will become the silent judge that separates the wheat from the chaff. It will draw a line between the souls living in true harmony with the earth and those whose hearts are long and hopelessly poisoned by the venom of greed and lies. Do you still believe this is merely a beautiful legend? A forgotten piece of folklore, unworthy of a second thought? Then tell me, why do echoes of the very same prophecy resonate across countless different cultures and distant epochs, like scattered fragments of a single magnificent mosaic of destiny? Consider Nostradamus. In his cryptic, enigmatic quatrains, over which the greatest minds have puzzled for centuries, he wrote of a great king of terror who will come from the heavens. He spoke of a new light, one destined to bring about the greatest of upheavals and forever change the very face of entire kingdoms. Countless interpretations have boiled down to a single conclusion: a comet streaking through the darkness, or perhaps a wandering asteroid. But what if this prophecy wasn't about a soulless stone piercing the sky, but about pure light? What if it spoke of a colossal flash of energy, meant not to alter the physical form of our planet, but the very spiritual landscape of humanity itself? And what if this mysterious king of terror brings fear and destruction only to those who desperately cling, down to their very last breath, to the broken remnants of the old world. And what of those entrenched in their illusions of boundless power and absolute control? What of the words of Baba Vanga, the blind Bulgarian prophetess, whose hazy prophecies came to pass with a soul-chilling precision? For it was she who spoke of a future time when human consciousness would undergo a great transformation, when all that is old and obsolete would crumble in an instant, while the new would be born through agony and suffering. She warned of a cosmic fire that would come to cleanse the earth, and she firmly declared that only those who preserved kindness and a pure heart would be saved. Cosmic fire, an anomalous energy flare, the Blue Star Kachina. Are you beginning to see the connection? Can you feel how these seemingly disparate threads of lore and science are intertwining before your very eyes, forming a single, inescapable tapestry of destiny? Yet even this is but a small piece of the mosaic, merely the very tip of the iceberg, its icy foundation concealed in the impenetrable depths. In the shadows of grand treatises and accepted truths lie hundreds, if not thousands, of forgotten testimonies. Consider the case of a 17th century Japanese ascetic, known only as Master Kenshin. This hermit spent 40 long years in solitary meditation upon the sacred Mount Kurama. In his weathered scrolls, for centuries thought to be lost to time, he described in detail a piercing vision, a vast cobalt eye that would one day open in the very heart of the heavens, its unearthly light searing away all falsehood from the souls of humanity. Master Kenshin wrote that this would be followed by an inevitable chaos, not a chaos of destruction, but of purification, a sacred chaos from which an era of true harmony will be born. Journey back centuries to the damp stillness of an Irish monastery. There, an unnamed medieval monk, hunched over sacred tomes by candlelight, left a small but cryptic note in the margins. He wrote of Stella Cerulea, the blue star. This star would not be a harbinger of the world's end, but a herald of a judgment day of reason, a time when all illusions, all the walls of deceit built by mankind, would crumble into dust. In his words, this would not be the wrath of God, but the greatest of gifts, a torturous yet necessary chance to finally see the world as it truly is. And even now, behind the sterile, sealed doors of advanced observatories and astrophysical laboratories, something inexplicable is taking place. Staff, risking their reputations and careers, secretly and anonymously report strange, unexplainable surges of energy emanating from the deepest, darkest corners of space. They speak of mysterious blue shifts in the spectra of distant stars, anomalies that openly defy all known laws of physics. Official science maintains a stony silence, or offers only vague and unconvincing explanations. But those who stare into the cold numbers and graphs each day, those who work directly with the data, pass just two words to one another in frightened whispers. Something is approaching. Something immense. This is the verdict of scientists who stare, bewildered, at the cold screens of their instruments. They see an anomaly for which they can find no explanation. Their greatest error is searching in vain for some physical object, when they should be looking for an omen, a harbinger of the changes to come. Let us now turn our attention from the distant stars. Let us cease our gaze into the cosmic abyss and look instead upon our own world, our home. For are the signs not appearing all around us? The ancient prophecies of the Hopi warned that before the blue star rises in the sky, the world will be thrown into chaos, its balance lost. One need only look at what is happening to nature. Bone-chilling fires that consume entire forests give way to crushing floods, wiping cities from the face of the earth. Hurricanes of a fury never before witnessed now batter the coastlines. The very ground trembles in places that have known peace for centuries. Earthquakes now shake regions once thought to be an unshakable foundation. But this is not merely the blind fury of the elements. It is the planet itself that groans, shuddering in agony, straining to cast off the unbearable weight of our ignorance. Recall how just recently, the skies were set ablaze by auroras in latitudes where they had never been seen before. Millions of eyes watched in wonder at this magical dance of light, but behind its captivating beauty, they failed to see the true nature of what was unfolding. For this was no mere breathtaking spectacle. It was the silent scream of Earth's magnetosphere, a dire omen that our invisible shield is weakening, growing thin, preparing to receive a crushing flow of a new, unknown energy from the cosmic depths, energy from the blue star itself. Now cast your gaze down from the heavens to the earth and look upon our society. Political tensions have reached a white-hot breaking point. What once seemed to be the unshakable foundations of the world, the age-old economic systems, are now cracking at the seams, ready to crumble to dust at any moment. All across the world, nations are rising up against those who ruled them. The final vestiges of trust in the institutions of power have vanished, like morning dew under a scorching sun. This is the great severing, the one whispered of in ancient prophecies. We are witnessing the death throes of the old world. It desperately clings to its fading control, blindly confident it can still mend what is broken, unaware that its time has passed, never to return. And what of technology? Our greatest pride. We have woven a global digital network, enmeshing the entire planet in an invisible yet unyielding web. We mindlessly entrusted it with everything: our lives, our secrets, our wealth, even our most intimate thoughts, all surrendered to the care of cold, artificial intelligence. We foolishly believed this to be the very pinnacle of progress. But what will become of this fragile, arrogant creation when the dazzling flash of the blue star unleashes a powerful electromagnetic pulse, one that will come crashing down upon our defenseless planet? Consider for a moment, what will happen to the very foundations of our world? What will become of our banks, of all our digital savings, of our communications, which connect us to loved ones across the globe each and every second? What will happen to all the accumulated knowledge of humanity, locked away in cold, indifferently humming servers? A great reset awaits us. That pivotal moment when civilization will be forced to take a step back, to remember something long since forgotten. We will have to learn anew how to look each other directly in the eye, instead of into the cold flicker of screens that have long served as our intermediaries in life. And now, listen to yourself. Have you noticed signs like these in your own life? Have you felt that crushing, oppressive feeling, that inexplicable anxiety that seems to hang in the very air we breathe? Has it ever seemed to you that time itself has gone mad, that it is compressing, slipping right through your fingers, that days and weeks are flashing by with an unimaginable, terrifying speed, like frames from an accelerated film? This is no trick of the imagination, no illusion born of a weary mind. It is your deepest consciousness reacting to the subtlest of changes, to the shifting vibrations of the planet itself as it prepares for a colossal, epoch-making event. The moment of awakening is at hand. And this is where we arrive at the very heart of it, the sacred depths of this great mystery. The second and most crucial act begins. This is the moment we must turn our gaze from the world outside and at long last look deep within ourselves. For the great cleansing is not so much an event that shakes the earth beneath our feet, but a quiet, all-encompassing transformation that takes place in the core of every human soul. The blue star is not merely a distant celestial body, a cold light in the cosmic abyss. It is something immeasurably more. It is a symbol, a grand metaphor. It is the key, the catalyst that will set off a chain reaction, not in the fragile atmosphere of the planet, but within the boundless realms of our shared consciousness. The flash, whispered of in ancient prophecies, will be a moment of absolute, almost unbearable, blinding truth. Imagine, for just one brief moment, that in a single instant all the masks we are so accustomed to wearing simply crumble to dust, and the colossal lie upon which our lives and our very society are built, as if on a fragile foundation, would become not just visible, it would become piercingly clear to everyone. All the lies we tell ourselves, all the hidden fears and the traumas locked deep within our souls, all of it would inexorably surge to the surface. This would be a moment of the total collapse of consciousness, the devastating fall of the ego. Just imagine a powerful leader addressing his people from a grand stage, and suddenly, through the mask of confidence and past the thunderous words, the crowd sees not greatness, but a tiny primal fear trembling at the corners of his lips. Picture a titan of the corporate world whose impeccable profit reports, those glossy symbols of success, would in an instant be seen by all as meaningless, empty papers against the backdrop of a suddenly revealed, dazzling, universal truth. It is in that moment that the fragile glass crown upon our ego would shatter with a deafening ring, exploding into a billion glittering shards. The ancient prophets foretold a great destruction, but what, in truth, is it that will fall? It is not the cities of stone and steel that will fall, but the invisible prisons we have each built within our own minds. The dogmas and belief systems that walled us off from one another will crumble. Familiar economic models, founded on endless scarcity and merciless competition, will turn to ash, and with them, the very notion of humanity as the crown of creation, something superior to and separate from nature, will be shattered. We have become a civilization whose heart beats in the cold, perfect rhythm of machines. It is no longer warm blood that courses through our veins, but soulless digital impulses racing through the web of wires that have taken their place. We have carelessly traded the warmth of true connection for the cold substitute of social networks, and the ancient wisdom of nature for the meticulously calculated, yet lifeless algorithms of artificial intelligence. Thus we lost our connection to the earth that nourished us, to our own souls, and finally, to each other. We were left in a deafening solitude, surrounded by billions just as lost as we were. And now, the flash of the blue star becomes our final chance, our one great shock therapy. It is a celestial charge, a powerful defibrillator sent to restart the frozen, stilled heart of all humankind. And yes, without a shadow of a doubt, this will be painful, excruciatingly, unimaginably so. For those accustomed to measuring their worth by the glitter of their job titles, the depth of their bank accounts, or the height of their social status, the events to come will feel like death itself. For those who have spent years sheltering in the comfortable twilight of deceit, the blinding light of truth will be unbearable, a cruel and searing pain to the eyes. A time of great chaos and widespread confusion will arrive. This precisely is the great cleansing. It is not a deluge of water raining down from the heavens, but an all-consuming flood of truth, washing the world of its filth, its gilded surfaces, and all its superficial layers. But, and this is the most vital thing for you to understand, this collapse is not the end. It is a sacred disintegration. It is a necessary ordeal. This is the agonizing, yet blessed birth of a new world. For the old, dead skin must be shed, so that new, living skin can grow in its place. Like an old, decrepit house, this world must be torn down to its very foundations. Only upon its smoldering ruins can something truly beautiful and enduring arise. And this great awakening has already begun. For millennia, humanity has slumbered in a deep, oblivious sleep, lulled within a comfortable matrix of illusion, a matrix skillfully woven by those who fed their power on our primal fear and blind ignorance. But now, the universe itself extends a hand, offering us a chance to awaken. The blue star is the cosmic alarm, poised to sound its toll, and its peal will be deafening, shaking the very foundations of reality. Those who choose to remain asleep will be plunged into an icy dread. Their awakening will be a nightmare. They will scramble in a blind panic, desperately clinging to the crumbling remnants of their familiar world, screaming curses at the indifferent heavens. Their eyes will reflect nothing but destruction, agony, and a hopeless end. But you who hear these words, who have reached this very moment, you are not among them. You belong to the few whose sleep has long been restless. You are the ones who have always sensed a subtle dissonance in the world's familiar melody, who have relentlessly sought answers, unable to quench a spiritual thirst with shallow, false explanations. For you, this blinding flash will not be the end of all things. On the contrary, it will be a true beginning, that deafening moment of recognition when all the scattered particles of your soul form a single, clear pattern, and you finally comprehend your true purpose. It will become a resounding confirmation of the quiet whisper you have always heard in the depths of your heart. And now, at this great turning point of the ages, each of you faces the most crucial choice in all of human history. It is a profoundly personal choice, one you will make in the stillness of your own mind, yet it will echo throughout the destiny of an entire world. You are free to surrender to the icy terror that will seize millions, to dissolve into the panic-stricken crowd, to join its deafening roar and drown forever in the abyss of encroaching chaos. Or you can find the courage to step into the unknown. You can open your heart to this light, allowing its purifying flame to burn away everything superficial and false, so that you may become a guiding beacon for those who have lost their way. Because it is your profound awareness, your unwavering calm, your capacity to hold sincere love and compassion in your heart amidst the widespread madness. This is what truly matters now. You are the steadfast anchors that will keep the fragile vessel of a new reality afloat. You are the silent builders who will, upon the still smoldering ruins of the old world, raise a new one founded on harmony, unity, and a reverent respect for all life. Your greatest mission is not to fight, not to argue, and not to prove anything to anyone. Your mission is simply to be a quiet, steady light in the deepening dark, an island of unshakable calm in the heart of a raging hurricane. And remember, you are not alone. All across the globe, millions of kindred souls are scattered. We are all part of one luminous web that is now awakening, flaring to life across the earth. This message is but one of countless signals, a beacon helping us to find one another in this vast world, to know our own, to finally feel our invisible yet unbreakable unity. What many call the Blue Star Kachina, and what they so fear, is not a curse. Far from it. This is the greatest of all gifts. It is a unique opportunity, a chance for all of humankind to make an incredible quantum leap in consciousness, to transcend an entire epoch. It is a chance to stop being a destructive sickness upon the body of our planet, and to finally become its conscious and loving guardians. You must understand, this is our collective final trial, the very last test, and we will either withstand it, shoulder to shoulder, all of us together, or we will suffer a crushing defeat. But the time for contemplation is gone. It is running out. The signs are everywhere. If only we would open our eyes. The skies burn with colors never seen before. The very ground falls away from beneath your feet, and the pillars of society crumble into dust. But through the thunder of a collapsing world, in the very heart of this all-consuming chaos, a new order is already taking root. Feel its pulse. Do not let the icy fog of fear blind you. Look not with your eyes, but with your heart, for it alone can perceive the truth. And when that day comes, when you see an unearthly, anomalous glow in the heavens, and a wave of panic floods the streets, remember these words. Take a deep, slow breath and realize this is not the end. It is a transformation. It is the beginning. Your very own beginning. The age of the great cleansing is upon us. The time for the great awakening has arrived. And now, if this knowledge resonates within your soul, if you feel the call to carry it forward, then you must act. Let your response be more than just a number for a soulless algorithm, but a brilliant signal to the entire universe, a sign that you are choosing the side of the light. Let this message become a beacon of fire, piercing the darkness and guiding other lost souls who are desperately searching for their way home. We must remain in the circle of kindred spirits, those who do not turn their eyes from the truth, so that in the chaos of the coming storm, we do not lose one another, and our voices may ring out as one. We are here to share valuable practices and sacred truths, information that will become your steadfast anchor in this turbulent era. We will explore the very topics that the outside world dares not speak of. Think of this as our shared ark, holding a steady course through the stormy waves of a raging ocean of change. Until we meet again, maintain